you'd like to see that everywhere, but especially the beam.
Sure. Here's a look at Kentucky's lineup on floor. Scored a 48-85 last week. Looking to clean up and control landings here tonight. Cleaning up legs on jumps, just better execution overall. Shelby Hilton will lead off, working to control her landings as well. It's where she got dinged on floor last week. Coach Garrison said she has gotten a lot more comfortable with her gymnastics, but has got to hone in the power.
Floor is an exciting event, and you do have that energy. She went out of bounds on this first pass.
My goodness.
All right. Yeah, I would. She looked like she didn't land completely on her back, but it's tough to see.
It looked like she landed on sort of the bottom of her head, where where kind of the neck meets the skull.
And so she was doing a double pike. She was in the middle of that first flip, going into the second flip, and opened up. I'm not sure if she got lost in the air or whether something went wrong on that takeoff.
So she's getting tended to right now by the athletic trainers. Coach Garrison is standing by with them. And so we are actually going to let them tend to her, and we will take a break here in Gainesville. Back in just a moment. Back here in Gainesville, Florida, Shelby Hilton, the senior from St. Petersburg, Florida, still being tended to by the athletic trainers, was going for her first pass in the leadoff spot on floor for Kentucky, and just fell and sort of, it appeared, fell on kind of the back of her neck.
Yeah, she was doing a double pike, and she finished her first flip completely, and the second flip seemed to open up for some reason. Now, I'm not sure if something happened on her takeoff or if just completely lost track of where she was, which can happen. Yeah, and landed on her back, upper neck area. So it's good that they're just holding her there, precaution. This is, it's serious when you land on your neck. You don't see it often in gymnastics. You usually are ready for those falls, and you're prepared, and you practice your falls to know how to land. But something like that in the middle of a skill, it's very dangerous. And so they're making sure they do everything they can for her right now.
Definitely scary to watch as we were watching it live. But for a split second there, she appeared that she was going to continue the routine, and then thought better of it. And you obviously have to wonder, is that precaution for her? Was she feeling pain? And the bottom line is, we just have to take every precaution necessary here. And it appears right now that they're waiting to potentially bring out a cart to kind of stabilize the neck and just take her out with that neck stabilized at this point. So that is what we are waiting on right now, and obviously just waiting for a sign, a thumbs up or something from her. Obviously she was able to walk over to this corner of the floor from the opposite corner of the floor, so she was able to do that on her own, but still a scary situation for Shelby Hilton and everybody here at the O'Connell Center. So we will take another quick timeout here and be back with more in just a moment. Back here in Gainesville, Florida, Shelby Hilton for the Kentucky Wildcats being helped up onto a board after her first pass fell on what appeared to be the back of her neck, and has been tended to the last couple of minutes here inside the O'Connell Center. And our Suri Serrano was actually near floor when it went down and has more. Suri.
Yeah, thanks, guys. They are loading her up onto the board now. Her mom and dad are next to her. She's from Florida, so the stands are full of friends and family and her club teammates from growing up and competing. I noticed that they were checking to see if she had feeling in her hands, and also if she could grasp onto the paramedics' fingers. If she had movement there. They put a neck brace around her, and a teammate had leaned into me and said that she opened up a little bit early on her double pike, and she had already been having a little bit of neck issues, but unclear of exactly what has happened, except for that they're still talking to her and checking her out, and her parents are right by her side.
Thank you, Sarah. You did see her kind of move her feet and arms there. She as we said, initially when the fall happened, got up as if she was going to continue the routine and then thought better of it, and either felt the pain right then or had just decided to stop, knowing how severe the situation was. But this hurts for this Kentucky team, Courtney. This is a Kentucky team that has battled adversity in the form of injuries all season long.
They have been relentless in their fight this year, and you're right. They had 2 athletes, Alexis Gross and Khadijah Hudson, tear ACLs in this same competition.
Right.
And these were athletes that were very impactful in their lineups. So they had to take that, and they just are now getting their vault lineup back to where they're saying, look, we're just going to keep going. We've got this. And then you have something else happen. It's just, it breaks your heart for this team. They are a younger team. They have never been to the NCAA championships. We're hoping this could be a year, and obviously they've been going an uphill battle from right here, but it's never fun to see a serious injury at a gymnastics meet.
No, you're looking at a senior, and this is with 3 meets remaining in the season. This is this one and then 2 more before the postseason begins, and you just really hate to see this all the way around for a team, but especially for a senior, Shelby Hilton, who just wanted to go out and give it her all here tonight in front of this crowd, and for her teammates to help give them perhaps maybe their best score of the season. That was the hope heading into this one for Kentucky, but again, she is being helped out right now on a board. They have not done much with her neck except to stabilize it at this point. They're going to, at this point, strap her in and put her on a stretcher, which is, as you can see in the picture, standing there nearby. And in the interim time, once they are able to safely get her on that stretcher and take her out to get her looked at by a nearby hospital, the remaining athletes here will have a 2.5-minute warm-up period before we continue with the gymnastics meet here in Gainesville. We are going to take a quick break, and we'll return to the O'Connell Center in just a moment. So back in Gainesville, Florida, both teams in the midst of a 2.5-minute warm-up period after the injury to Shelby Hilton, the senior from St. Petersburg, Florida, for the Kentucky Wildcats. Did get carted off, and the audience here, the fans at the O'Connell Center, standing ovation for her. She was able to indicate that she still moved with the limbs, the arms, and the legs. And that's a good sign, certainly, for Hilton and the rest of this Kentucky Wildcats team. But, Courtney, very tough when you see a player or one of your fellow gymnasts go down to kind of regroup and get back to it.
I mean, I'm pretty upset right now. I can't imagine having to go out and do a competition, but that's what gymnastics is, and you're taught this in the gym. Even when you're a little kid and someone gets hurt in that gym, everyone's taken away, you don't look because you still have a meet to compete. And although your heart just hurts for her right now, they do need to finish. And they practice that all the time when they were younger. This is not a normal, it's just, you're probably a little shaken up.
Right, and Coach Tim Garrison pulling the troops together there just now, as you saw, trying to bring some sort of fire back to this team to finish out this meet. And standing by with more is Suri Serrano.
Thanks, guys. Yep, she looked conscious as they were putting her onto the stretcher and rolling her out, and she was also able to lift both of her arms while they fixed the straps. So I just wanted to pass that on to you.
That's a good sign. She'll be looked at and tended to at a nearby hospital here, and hopefully we can have an update for you all before the end of this meet to let you know how she's doing. Again, Shelby Hilton was in the leadoff spot on floor for Kentucky when the injury happened in her first pass.